We'll get my hand in here a little bit. My hand was in some of the other ones. Some more empty ones. Some more with my hand. All right. So now that we've got those three classes, we're going to train our model. So it says it's preparing the training data. Forgot to show the advanced options, but we'll be okay. Okay, so if you look here, it's training for 50 epochs. That means that in the model training process, it's showing each of the examples 50 times. The batch size and the learning rate are parameters that you can adjust that aren't that exciting necessarily. Okay, we don't need to export the model. All right, so if I'm out of the frame, it's saying this is empty. If it's seeing just my hand, it's saying that it's empty. So that's really good news. If we get the onion in here, all of a sudden it's saying it knows about the onion. And I can zoom out and it still knows it's an onion for a while at least. It's able to pick that up. If I pick up the lime, it now knows that it's seeing the lime, which is nice. If I hide it there, then it doesn't see the lime anymore, but now it's the lime. So now if I show it something completely different that it's never seen before, like my face, it can't decide if I'm a red onion or a lime or if I'm empty. If I show it the wooden parrot, right, it thinks maybe this is a red onion, probably because he's got some red on his chest here. But if I turn him around, show his back, now it thinks that maybe it's a lime because the yellow color is kind of similar to the green from the lime. So you can see the model gets kind of confused if we're showing it things that it's never seen before. So this is showing us some of the basic principles that are involved when we're dealing with machine learning models, that we need to label data. It's good to have some diversity in our labeled data so that, you know, I had 100 of each type of images and not all those images were exactly the same. We had some variation in them. And then we want to, you know, that if the model is asked to understand something that it's never seen before, it can get really confused by that and will probably give results that are wrong. So I'm going to close this, close it, go back here, and turn this camera back on. Okay. So that was an example of what labeling can look like for image data. And we talked a little bit about this example with the buildings. There's also other types of labeling that can happen. So for example, in this case where we're looking at students' reading and math scores, the ones that are labeled in red are the students who did better on reading than they did on math, and the other ones are labeled in blue. With this example of some text from Alice in Wonderland, you can see all of the passive voice verbs have been labeled in red here. And then in this image with the ladybug, we've circled the ladybugs. If you wanted to build an algorithm to detect ladybugs on plants, you would need to label where the ladybugs are at in your pictures. Okay, actually, before I move on to the next thing, any questions so far? I know that was a lot of kind of theory and conceptual stuff that's probably pretty familiar for some people and maybe less so for others, but questions so far?